Welcome to a new Shadow Sister healing video. In my videos, I let your shadow meet your light so you can be whole again. Today, I took a big effort to start to understand what's going on. I have, in my past Divine Comedy readings, used these mannequin peak cards to locate devil in our world. And I feel like such a like a little people feel like you don't have anything, like it's out of area of influence what's happening in the world and what the powerful people are doing in this world. But I want to tackle this thing and show those devils, and I pick 3 of them to represent what's going on currently. Even though this is timeless reading, I'm not gonna name these devils. It's gonna be up to you. You can say in the comment what you see here in the world stage, who these people can be, but we gonna get more clarity in this thing. And I have done this kind of devil versus magician reading previously in July 2023, and then I used also this the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, and there is a special spread about the inner quest, answering who, where, with, what, and why. And I thought now this is the ideal thing to do live. As well, I have some cards here. Also this week I didn't have time to draw new ones, but it was perfect that I fished from the old cards that I've been drawing for these weeks, these ones. So they are now the first cards. These were already other weeks, but this will show the devil dynamic as well. We are, of course, having here pick-a-pile reading that I do every Sunday called Lost and Found Faust in Labyrinth. And I'm reading part of this pick-a-pile reading. I'm reading this Real Goethe Faust Part 1 book. And these are kind of long text now. I have divided into 3 parts. But this is the chapter of a Faust study 2, when the devil comes back. In the previous chapter, the Faust kind of lost the situation with the devil because it ran away. There was some thing to capture the devil in the house, but the devil got away. But now the devils come back. I don't know, maybe it's kind of the nature of the devil that they always come back. There is like almost like exes, they always come back. Or if there is something more, a robber or whatever, devil comes back because they have not got everything with you, or even you let them back. Choices we make us. So we all have a free will. We all have a ability to say yes and ability to say no. And this is upon us what we say yes to and what we say no to. You have to take responsibility of your yes and your no. That's one of things with dealing with these devils. You can always not have anything to do with this. Like me, I could also talk nothing about this, but then I feel as I can have a deeper look. I have my own experience, 47 years experience with all kind of devils, so I think I'm having some kind of insight if something comes up, how to deal with it. But so we're gonna read this book. We have these cards. It's gonna be long reading. Welcome anybody new here. Thanks for subscribing. We're also having Libra season, so happy birthday all Libras. To represent Libra energy, I have here this kind of balance and a little bit symbol of the mat, the feather, and the heart. How you kind of see who is the pure heart here. What is justice? The justice in this kind of good versus evil is almost like there is a truth that usually you cannot hide. What is truth about these devils? We're gonna have this inner quest spread, and the idea is like we have this negative energy here, but we are in this reading gonna see how, as a magician, because magician works always with knowledge and the 4 elements, These cards are those 4 cards. Who, where, with, what, why. We have also the tarot text here. But we're gonna see Devil and a Magician in this deck. There's 2 cards showing that energy. And then we're gonna kind of see what's going on, what direction, which one is winning. Because there is kind of this kind of polarity competition, like light versus darkness. Kind of Libra season says that we should find the golden path. We should find the middle way. We should not go to the extremes. We should have the balance. But let's see what I'm gonna see the, let's say, truth about these cards. Now, pile number 1, your devil is this butcher guy. It's 5 of Wands and a butcher. So it looks really devilish because this is connected to chaos. So often indeed somebody's killing somebody, it causes some disbalance for sure. But there is a heart chakra. So whatever is this meaning of this heart chakra, there's definitely needed heart healing. But let's go deeper in the reading. There is also Ansuz rune. These runes can always give a little bit prediction meaning. And then the card, the Faust card, is this. This is actually first card I ever draw to this series when I started now this whole series. But this is your card. Then pile number 2, we have here solar chakra, yellow aventurine, Isa rune, and yes, your devil card is 10 of Pentacle, Dracula. So here, something Dracula. It's a kind of like a Romanian Dracula is here. Then your Faust card is this. Pile number 3, we have 8 of Wands, which is billiard player. Halloween deck. Yeah, this was Finnish Ukonpakka related deck. This was a Divine Comedy deck. This is Halloween deck. Pile number 3, your crystal is Third Eye crystal and Grey Aventurine. And then we have this Algiz. Wait. The name of this is Algiz, yes. And your Faust card will be this. These are your selections. I always pause a little bit when I prepare the table. Indeed, we're gonna pick live this. We're gonna also pick shadow and the light card live because I wanna see that kind of dynamic. In this oracle text, there are actually both light and shadow text, very psychological. And then I see in the reading if I need verify cards. So see you soon in your readings. And I'm gonna make a timestamps when you wanna move faster. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. You have selected this 5 of Wands devil. I have to say that this devil has appeared in my previous, I think it was May reading, when there was just some war breaking. So this, when I see this, is not the best omen. But something can be, some murder can be happening, or there is this kind of energy. Very devilish indeed, but this is usually meaning of the chaos. There is like some teamwork, a team that should find kind of consensus and a team spirit. But there is some chaos element here, how to work as a group. But the heart chakra talks about the heart healing is needed. Indeed, hard situations, the heart can be closed. And then, yes, it's not easy. We start with the Faust. I start immediately reading this. So this is your card. Number 1. Faust, a knock, come in. Who is this bothering me again? Mephistopheles, I'm back. Faust, come in. Mephistopheles, you must say 3 times over. Faust, well, come in. Mephistopheles entering, well done. I think we are going to get on together, you and I. To cheer you up, I've come dressed as a cavalier in scarlet with gold trimmings, cloak of good stiff silk, and in my hat the usual cock's feather. Take a fine, long, pointed rapier, and once complete. So, my dear sir, be ruled by me and do just that. Wear clothes like mine, strike out, be free, and learn what a good life can be. Faust, the earth's prison. One can't get away from it. Whatever clothes one wears, I'm still too young to lack desires. Not young enough now for mere play. What satisfaction can life hold? Do without, do without. That old command pursues us down the years, endlessly echoing in our ears. The same old hoarse, repeated song, heard hour by hour our whole life long. With each new dawn, awake, accust, my eyes with bitter tears are filled, to think that when this day has passed, I'll not have had one single wish fulfilled, that even my presentiments of joy will die of nagging troubles and life's mess, of trivial impediments destroy my active soul's creativeness. When the night falls, I seek my bed, with anxious fears, with many a sigh, but find no peace, with sights of dread. Wild dreams torment me as I lie. And though a God lives in my heart, though all my powers waken at his word, though he can move my every inmost part, yet nothing in the outer world is stirred. Thus by existence tortured and oppressed, I crave for death, I long for rest. Mephistopheles, that is the devil. And yet death never is a wholly welcome guest. Faust, happy the man whom glorious death has crowned with blood-stained victor's laurels. Happy he whose sudden sweet surcease is found in some girl's arms after wild revelry. And I, who saw that mighty spirit's power, why did I not expire with joy in that same hour? Mephistopheles, and yet in that same night someone who mixed a brown elixir did not drink it down. Faust, you seem to like eavesdropping. Mephistopheles, I'm not omniscient, but I know a lot. Faust, in that great turmoil and distress, sweet well-known echoing notes deceived, my year-old childhood joys relieved, my homesick heart, this I confess. But now I curse all flattering spells that tempt our souls with consolation, all that beguilingly compels us to endure earth's tribulation. A curse were first on the high pretenses of our own intellectual pride, a curse on our deluded senses that keep life's surface beautified, a curse upon our dreams of fame, of honor and a lasting name, a curse upon vain property, on wife and child and husbandry, a curse on Mammon, when his gold lures us to rash heroic deeds, or when his easeful arms enfold us softly, pampering all our needs. I curse the nectar of the grape, I curse love's sweet, transcendent call, my curse on fate, my curse on hope, my curse on patience above all. Chorus of invisible spirits. Alas, alas, you have destroyed the beautiful world. At a blow of your clenched fist, it falls struck down by demigod, it disappears into the void. We carry its fragments with our tears, we mourn. The beauty that is lost, mightiest of the sons of earth, let it be built anew. More splendidly, let it come to birth, again with you, within you. Begin new ways of living, with your mind clear, new lights receiving, new music to hear. Mephistopheles, my little sprites are performing their rites, full of wise exhortations and invitations to worlds unknown, of living and doing. Why sit here alone, they say, stifling and stewing. Stop playing with your misery, that gnaws your vitals like some carrion bird. Even the worst human society where you feel human is to be preferred. I don't, of course, propose that we should merely mingle with the common herd. I'm not exactly a grandee, but if you'd fancy getting through your life in partnership with me, I shall with pleasure, without more ado, wholly devote myself to you. You shall have my company, and if you are satisfied, I shall be your servant, always at your side. Faust, and what is your reward for this to be? Mephistopheles, long years will pass till we need to think about that. Faust, no, the devil has his tit for tat. He's an egoist, he'll not work for free, merely to benefit humanity. State your conditions, make them plain and clear. Servants like you can cost one dear. Mephistopheles, in this world I will bind myself to cater for all your whims, serve and wait on you. When we meet in the next world, some time later, wages in the same kind will then fall due. Faust, the next world? Well, that's no great matter. Here's a world for you to shatter. Smash this one first, then let the next be born. Out of this earth all my contempt springs. This sun shines on my sufferings. First wean me from all earthly things. What happens then is not my concern. That's something I've no wish to hear. Whether there's a hatred still or love in that remote supernal sphere, and who's below and who's above. Mephistopheles, why in that case be bold and dare? Bind yourself to me, begin life anew. You soon will see what I can do. No man has ever known a spectacle so rare. So this was the first part of this Faust. Interesting thing is that here I have drawn this. This is Lost and Found Faust in Labyrinth. There is really this unicorn that I was knowing when I draw it, that this kind of unicorn in the old, this kind of tapestry art, it's known to be like a symbol for Christ, and it's kind of binded to this tree, kind of tree of life, and it's in the center of this labyrinth, kind of lost in the labyrinth, and I see this a lot like a spiritual journey. Now we are having here, of course, like a deal with the devil going on. He's trying to lure you to put your name on the paper here. Here there is something like a true love, like the heart chakra here. There is something, values, like there was even in this text kind of something about the humanity, that are you gonna be on the side of the humanity, that because devil is always like egoistic and not caring. It makes big promises, but Faust was talking like what's about now, like we are living now. We are not living in the past or tomorrow, like we are now. Something about this saving from the devil is definitely to find that kind of center point of goodness, something to believe in, something that is healing, and the truth indeed is healing, like this white unicorn. Something about this here. Anyway, your Morrigan card is then telling more about this devil energy is Victory 31. Not sure what is exactly going on here, but this is representing the darkness card. Morrigan is related to kind of war and this kind of fight, that you need to really like fight on something, and here is a little bit like a bloody situation going on. Because there is this butcher too. Now the butcher is this woman. Wow. Who is this? Okay. Maybe we read this Ansuz rune first. I can give you something. Trying to find out what's going on with the devil of the world, and this is a one worst kind of devil. Really, some butchering thing is happening here. So this is element air, animal wolf, tarot the dead, the ruler, like emperor. Ansuz symbol represents Odin's mouth, Aries, and the magic that comes from communication. Naming a thing correctly can give power over a thing. Therefore, in ancient time traditions, Incantations were often used to dispel malevolent spirits, break psychological bonds, and bind demons. Anzu is the rune of creative expression. It shows the power of language, passing down the knowledge of the ancestors from generation to generation through a spoken word. This rune represents both spiritual and worldly power, clarification and truth. Yes, I was already coming to the fact that there is something really healing about to know the truth, what really has happened. I don't know what is this woman here celebrating about this it's really like a Joker kind of situation here. Interesting that I have drawn just myself into this card with the same color of dress that she's wearing. So it's kind of eerie for me to see it, but often in the cards indeed things repeat. I just see this in this card like observer, like this was a pre text of this whole book, so it was kind of like a just overall energy, and the overall first chapter of Faust was talking about the labyrinth of life. So I was thinking, like, me as a reader, I wanted to put myself here, like I'm still there in the beginning because I have picked this story, like I'm telling this story, let's say, in my Shadow Sister healing channel. But it's weird that this is here. Now we have a butcher here, and there's this head. And then, so, lessons in life must be learned through in order to attain wisdom. And in Norse mysticism, the rune Anzu corresponds to the one-eye wanderer Odin. His personality combines the qualities of shaman, chief, warrior, and sage. It is said that wandering god often mingled with people to examine it and observe them. Yes, like observing is even part of this card here. There is something to stay really observing about this, what's going on with this devil. Like the Odin. When doing so, he wore a long grey cloak, walked slightly bent, and lowered his face to learn about life and the world unrecognized. Yes, it's kind of almost like this kind of like a mission impossible to solve a crime. So we have here like a crime scene with this butcher. Who is this butcher? I leave it up to you because this world is in chaos and there is. But now we start to look about this devil energy. So with this heart chakra related Ukonpakka deck, I'll show the cover of this. This is beautiful. Even top of this deck is a death card. Anyway, this is now the deck I'm gonna use to show you the devil and magician. So this is the first devil card we have, and let's say this is also here somehow, this negative energies. Let's see now. We're gonna see with this deck what the magician is gonna do. Or who you have to be to tackle this kind of dark force. So let's see. Pile number 1. Your your devil is, and your magician, let's see which wins, is. Okay, again there is something about the woman. Pride of a wolf. This is standing your ground. This is 7 of Wands. It's kind of like in classic tarot, the person is standing on the hill, defending the spot, kind of defending the boundaries. And while here, this is lower of this energy, this is 5 of Wands, it is the chaos, and then comes kind of victory and defending the thing. So this is pioneer energy also, but this is the pride of a wolf. Interesting. This is the devil. Almost like a wolf dressed as a bride. So there is something cunning about the, okay, wolf, you can be a good wolf mother and everything, but in usual stories, the wolf is kind of bad wolf, let's say. Here, of course, I will read this story. I'm gonna search it. Okay, so I'm gonna read from here. So this is the devil in this world. Pride of a wolf is brave, a riot, breaking the boundaries, bright view, new experiences, longing for freedom, self-confidence, transformation, initiation, rising to a power and taking your power, against authorities, finding your own path and following it, and a critical step in your life. This card is challenging, this is a very psychological story in this deck. This card is challenging you to be who you are, and we are like, even we see here the devil, you can integrate that darkness. It's good to know what the darkness can be. So even if this is inside of you, something to be aware. This card challenges you to be that who you really are, not caring about other people's opinions. The card is warning also to not judge other people because they're different. The community sets sometimes too limited spaces for people and people who are out of the norm. If you react in this kind of more conservative way, the reaction is not coming from love or acceptance, but fear of difference. The human is naturally afraid of anything unknown and everything that they cannot understand or see. So the person like this, pioneers like this, Pride of a Wolf, they are trying to make the unknown known, so you don't need to be afraid anymore. They put themselves bravely all in and not afraid of the consequences. The price of the bravery and open-mindedness, they can experience something that those who judge and fear can never experience. Okay, it's kind of very daring person, but maybe this devil energy is somehow going a little bit in scary territories. Okay, we have also here the magician. Okay, so magician is high priestess. This is definitely the higher energy. I was already connecting that this can be a little bit psychic card because it is really wild energy. This looks really wild woman here, a Morrigan. But here we have a mother. The mother of Lemminkäinen, who was this kind of fighter, who was kind of like a Jesus character, again, this kind of Christ-related stuff, mother of this hero, and it was kind of like interesting that I even put this P on the desk, and there is this P here. But the High Priest is definitely stronger than this card. This is such interesting what I see here. So this is 5, and here is 5 and 2, and here is 2. So there are these kind of elements are repeating. 5, 5, 2, 2. Like these kind of numbers are repeating here. I know what this means, and even the B is here. Minecraft B. But for sure, if we are looking now which wins, the devil or the magician, the high priest, the style, intuitive, really psychic, caring woman archetype wins. This is like a high priestess is more like a dark mother. Is where all the dark beings were created in the Greek mythology, like a nyx. But here, this mother of the Lemminkäinen is actually rescuing the son, who was completely like a dying. So let me find a text. Yes, so this is the magician. So I'm happy that the card landing the magician side is stronger. So you should be really trusting your intuitive forces something that indeed comes from the heart, wisdom. The intuition comes from the heart. And usually in any fairy tales, the intuition is like a voice of the mother. So whatever is the voice of the mother inside of you, that is like, even the fairy tales is always like guiding you to the right path. So that should be remembered, fighting against this kind of devil that crosses maybe some boundaries, or is not always maybe even the good person, because it's going like a extremes a little bit, like, or like people can be fearful about somebody who is so like daring. Even that can be positive in some cases. Indeed, wars, you should not cross certain boundaries, you should respect. But here, this one is High Priestess, intuition, healer, spirituality, inner strength, supernatural abilities, sensitivities, not dependent on anything, freedom, self-confidence, and inner balance. And the love of the mother of the Lemminkäinen, who was this kind of hero in the Kalevala story, the mother of this person is connected to the strong intuition and the strong will that even win the death. She would not give up, and she would trust her inner truth. She could talk with moon and the day or sun, and she was completely conscious and aware. And that led to a very wise and oversight view of the situation. The bee is a symbol for honest love, and like a busy bee that you want to help. You want to be in a good use. When the Lemminkäinen was awakening from the dead, it's kind of a sign of a rebirth. It symbolizes the state in yourself that you can be in a higher awareness, like a state, like a rebirth in your consciousness. You see through the illusions. That's like a magician here. You are able to see through the illusions, and the curtains are opening, and so you know where your life is going when you have this big picture, and the happenings get a bigger meaning because your awareness is high, and it helps you to grow and develop as a human being. And she always have a whole like a viewpoint of the situation, but the Lemminkäinen fighter didn't have. The Lemminkäinen even didn't know that he died. He just thought he was falling asleep a bit stronger than usual. The experience didn't influence him, and he continued living life as normal. But there was this rumors that his life was not the same after the mother like saved him. But the death of the Lemminkäinen was because he was too proud. But the breaking of the body is like a shamanic initiation, a last phase, where the shaman is dying to the old life and is rebirth to the new. And that is symbology of the ego being broken, and the self is having a rebirth and a new way of living. So in this story, the mother of the Lemminkäinen is the higher consciousness that is building a better self. So the destiny of the Lemminkäinen in this Kalevala mythology was same as the Osiris in Egyptian mythology. And this asks you to listen your own intuition and trust that truth that you feel inside of you to be right. You have to listen more your inner wisdom, and let it grow, and the problems will be out of your way when you are trusting your inner powers. You have to remain open the messages and advices that are coming from the outer world, not just from your inner world, but use the inner wisdom to make the right solutions for your life and trust your own insights. Very positive. So in this pile, we can say that there is this heart giving guidance, and whatever is this devil in the world, there will be right guidance if you're just quieting your mind, possibly with meditation. Now I'm gonna read about this victory card. What is this? So this is kind of describing a bit this darkness fight with the devil. Success, achievement, overcoming odds. I think I read a little bit general text. We have so much things to read here today. Your battle may have been long and bloody, but you have attained victory. Victory brings with it a time of reprieve and celebration. Enjoy your success, celebrate it, just like Morrigan covered in the core of battle. This may have been a hard-won victory. Take the time to enjoy what you have accomplished. Victory can also represent the future success of a venture or project. Just remember, the path may not be easy, but victory is attainable. And for help achieving victory, take your acorns and write words or draw symbols that represent the things you wish to be victorious in. Victory is often not straightforward. There may be many things you need to be victorious. These things could be stages that need to be reached to accomplish your goal or qualities that could help you. Now we get an interesting part of this reading. I'm going to show you first this light and shadow. This we read in the end, but now then I'm going to take those archetype cards. So what is the light and shadow now still with this? Devil versus Magician. We have here Passion and Purpose, number 10. There's something about the number 10. I think I leave it still to the last. We're going to read it in the end. And now we take those 4 cards, showing you the inner quest. This spread is this inner quest reading has been inspiration from the Kim Krans for this whole deck. So this is the signature spread of this wild archetype, unknown archetype. And so, the archetypal side of the self that is most dominant in the story. This is the part of you that needs attention in order for you to understand and move forward on your quest. So we are talking about beating this devil that shows here as a butcher and this kind of pioneering wolf, pride of the wolf. So who you have to be in this kind of overcoming situation. Then the archetypal setting for the journey you are on. And sometimes I could have divided these cards to those kind of, there are these kind of different kind of cards in this deck that are fitting to those kind of identities, but I didn't. I'm going to pick from all the cards. So now we have there the archetypal setting for the journey you are on. This is the energy that surrounds the situation, the stage or backdrop that influence the story. So we're going to have clarity on that. Then we have with what? The archetypal tool you must use, find or give up so destiny can unfold. Think of this as the key to the situation or the best tool for the task at hand. It comes to here. And we have why, the deeper purpose of your journey. This is the mythic theme or challenge that you will face as you approach for growth edge. Think of this card as what your entire journey is about. So thank you for Spirit for showing us this. This is now a threshold. Who archetypal side of the self that is most dominant. So there's something, you are on the threshold of something. Talking a little bit about this border energy here. Here is the devil is having this kind of like a need for peace or like there's totally this chaos, like extreme place where there is no border is water, like it just flows everywhere. Like what is that kind of threshold in your life? Like the boundary. Now who, that's archetypal side of self, is this threshold. Standing, interesting, is almost like standing in this labyrinth here also. Then where? The nectar. It is very positive. There's something sweet. Of course, like deception can be very sweet too. I mean, talking about this bee energy here also is kind of like a, let's see, but that is now where. And with what? Here we have two. The pilgrim and the forest. With what? Something about the pilgrim and the forest. Okay, and then why? The healer. So this is totally like the mother in the story is healing the person. There is something to really to heal. And that's why this whole thing is about healing something. Think the who is important because you kind of, when you have an identity of something, it's very important to understand who you are. This is now talking about this kind of magician solution, how you win the butcher devil here. So it's something about this. So this came as a who. The door, the gate, the initiation. We cross thresholds continuously and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. When this card arises, it signifies that the principle you stand upon is not your typical one. However, you have arrived at the threshold of initiation. Here you usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. Threshold initiation means a part of you will be lost in order to make space for what is next. A metaphorical death must occur. Some may not recognize you. You may struggle to recognize yourself. The ground seems to crumble as you free fall into your new reality. This is the liminal realm. One step, dear friend. Just take that one necessary step toward the future that calls you. Growth, individuation, is in the liminal. We go deeper and listen to Bob Dylan standing in the doorway. I'm gonna read this. In Hindu mythology, Ganesh is the ultimate gatekeeper. Look to the great elephant god for support. Hecate, Janus, and Mention are also watching over you. Crossing a threshold may not always be voluntary. Sometimes we are thrown across the boundary through circumstances far beyond our control. Either way, we cannot go back. Interesting, this whole thing. I'm thinking about the Faust story that we had this devil saying that he cannot come unless you invite him 3 times in. So he was saying like you have to say 3 times come in, and then he got in. So there is something about the threshold there too. Setting from a door. Okay, now we have the next one. Where? Nectar. Nectar, medicine, the elixir, the garden. In Hindu mythology, there is miraculous substance known as amrit, as nectar that contains infinite healing power. This golden nectar, or sacred elixir, is the drink of immortality, and like its sister substance soma, is known to activate subtle, intelligent forces that ease the mind, body, and spirit. Through esoteric, these images lead us to the central energy of this archetype, the sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. The Nectar card calls us to identify and release in places, practices, people, and activities that regenerate and heal. Medicine is needed, and it comes in subtle form that you may be overlooking. Seek the most sensuous, fragrant flower in the garden you have forgotten. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said when someone has activated this substance within, it is reflected in their simmering eyes. Glowing, relaxed, supple illumination. I mean, this card is showing here this kind of very beautiful labyrinth garden where the unicorn is safe in the center. I think there is something about finding a peaceful place in the midst of chaos. Something healing about that kind of rose garden. That's positive. To seek that kind of sanctuary or seek that kind of sacred place. So that heals the devil, because there is this chaos otherwise here, and step in the boundaries. So there is like seeking to keep some paradise safe. And it's happening in that kind of paradise. The healing. We have still this pilgrim. I said this is really pilgrim, and it was with what? So you need to do this kind of pilgrim. Maybe the forest is part of it. It's going into nature. This was also like a nature place. I think I read the pilgrim card because there's such a Christian symbological thing here. So this is very religious point of view. So having that kind of pilgrim is healing. It is also like you are alone in the forest. It is really like a spiritual journey is with what you are healing this devil. But I'm gonna read you this. The wanderer, the traveler, the apprentice. For the pilgrim, an outward journey is always an inward journey. This archetypal wanderer seeks wisdom, experience, and meaning in the farthest reaches of the globe and the deepest regions of the spirit. Otherwise, will wander when the pilgrim will settle down and claim a more conventional life, but the pilgrim knows that the heart belongs in motion. Where there is motion, there is freedom, expansion, and growth. Responsibilities, social conventions, and logistics lull us to sleep, and soon the pilgrim becomes veiled in the slumber of the day-to-day. Yet when this archetype awakens, it rallies our sense for adventure and leads us out of the door toward a new reality. With the pilgrim at your side, you will never lack courage, nor do you need ever amenity. Travel light, travel soon, your spirit needs it. Learns, grows, adapts, studies. So there's that. And the healer was then the final why. Let me read still the healer. It's a long reading, but I find like this is such a beautiful. It feels like I need to hear this kind of, and even is a snake here. Currently, we have a snake on the table. You could take from this that this year, all this year is very this kind of going deep to heal. Energies are even in that way present. This is now why. You have to kind of tackle this devil. It's all about healer. The light worker, the gifted, the old soul. Through some claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma. The force of this archetype is within everyone. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. In Sanskrit, the word avidaya means forgetting, and it is said that this is the source of all suffering and disease. The healer's mission then becomes to move through the comfort of forgetting, through the veils of ignorance and denial, to reveal the radiance that already exists. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycle of healing is not linear. It is a multi-layered and circuitous process, always leading back to its own origin, much like Ouroboros. Yes, the snake that eats its own tail. And when light, self-contained, grateful, and awake. The image of the serpent is eternally tied to healing and medicine, both Western the Caduceus and Eastern Kundalini. Study the serpent and its power. And the wounded healer is not someone who was wounded and is now healed. It is someone who continues to courageously break open the self and ego as a means for deep integration. Yes, this is whole thing about this. My channel 2. Now we have come to the moment that I'm gonna read this one advice card of passion and purpose. It's a beautiful number 10 advice. Then is always like a completion in tarot. Passion and purpose are deeply connected. Your purpose is what drives you forward, your motivation, your fuel to your engine. But if you are being asked what is your purpose in life, you might find that a bit difficult to answer straight away. It is something we rarely reflect or we just do it. If you were instead asked, what are you passionate about? This is more likely to light up a fire inside of you and you know the answer straight away. By identifying your passion, you will most likely find the answer to what your purpose is. Somewhere behind it. Look within and see what you can find. Place a hand on your heart and ask yourself what truly makes you happy. In what scenario does time fly and what makes you forget about all the stress you might have? And affirmation. I trust my passion to lead me to my purpose. Definitely there is something about being magician that you're very focused about your energy. This is going a little bit like defending, being a bit territorial. But this is to have a higher view even of the life purpose. So there is beautiful. It's almost like stepping on the snake even. There's nice symbology. I don't know what you see here, but this for me looks like a reading that I will end now here. But this how we conquer the devil. We stay on our passion and purpose. We are healing in this process. We are letting that happen. We are seeking something that brings us joy. We are seeking something that brings us happiness. So then the devil is some kind of destruction here also. Power games and somehow like a fights. And you can get much more peaceful state when you are on your passion and purpose. Operating from like a higher awareness. Love is always very, very healing. You rise above this kind of somehow like a fight. Okay, I have to still give you current feelings of a person. So we have this heart-shaped box. So we have here 1, 2, 3. This can be enough. I found love for me, so there's a little bit detective energy. There is love for you. Then there is you are like a gift. Beautiful. Wow. And then we have all things grow with love. And baby, I feel it in my bones. Baby, I feel it more than you will ever know. What were the pictures here? Oh, just white. Okay, but this is your reading part of 1. I'm happy to see this. And we go to the next devil. Welcome to your reading part number 2. So we are finding out what devils are activated currently in our world. And we have here this kind of Libra energy, Libra season. Having this kind of symbology around. Your devil is 10 of Pentacles, but a Dracula. Talking about there might be something about money and earning and having power over others. This is very influential person, like never dying, kind of living forever, but kind of like a blood-sucking everybody. Anyway, this bloodsucker is here. Your card is this. Faust. We're gonna read now. Solar plexus chakra. It's nice. talk about it later, but this is now your Faust story. Faust, poor devil, what you can offer to me? A mind like yours, how can it comprehend a human spirit's high activity? But have you food that leaves one still unsatisfied? Quicksilver, gold that breaks up in one's very hands? Can you provide a game that I can never win? Procure a girl whose roving eye invites the next man even as I lie in her embrace? A meteoric fame that fades as quickly as it came? Show me the fruit that rots before it's plucked, and trees that change their foliage every day. Mephistopheles, I shall perform as you instruct. All these delights I can purvey, but there are times in my life, my friend, when one enjoys more quiet satisfaction. Faust, if ever I lie down in sloth and base inaction, then let that moment be my end. If by your false cajolery you lull me into self-sufficiency, in any pleasure you can give deludes me, let me cease to live. I offer you this wager. Mephistopheles, done. Faust, and done again. If I ever, to the moment I shall say, beautiful moment, do not pass away, then you may forget your chains to bind me. Then I will put my life behind me. Then let them hear my death knell toll. Then from your labors you will be free. The clock may stop, the clock hands fall, and time come to an end for me. Mephistopheles, we shall remember this. Think well what you are doing. Faust, that is your right. This bet, which I may lose, is no bravado. I must be pursuing my purpose. Once I stand still, I shall be a slave, yours or no matter whose. Mephistopheles, at the doctoral feast I shall display my willing servitude to you this very day. One small request, I'm sure you will understand it just in case. I'd like a line or two in your own hand. Faust, poor pedant, must it be in writing too? Is a man plighted word a thing unknown to you? My spoken word must rule my life's whole course. For ever is this not enough? The words streams on with headlong force, and a promise arrest me. What strange stuff of dreams compose us! A pledge that binds is a thing rooted in our minds, and we accept this. Happy is the man of pure and constant heart, who can regret no choice, no loss, but parchment signed and sealed, and goes that hound and daunt us. The word dies upon the very pen we wield, and wax and leather tyrannize our lives. Well, devil, which is to be? Bronze, marble, perkament paper, what answer me? What pen, what tool, what chisel shall I use? The medium is yours to choose. Mephistopheles. Come, sir, this excited flood of rhetoric is quite out of place. The merest scrap of paper meets the case, and for your signature a drop of blood. Faust, if that is all you want, I'll willingly go through it with such a farce to humor you. Mephistopheles, blood is Jewish with curious properties. Faust, but you need have no fear that I will break this bond. To strive with all my energies, just what I undertake. I have been too puffed up with pride. I see now I belong beside merely the likes of you, with scorn that mighty spirits spurn me. Nature's door is closed, the thread of thought is torn. Books sicken me, I learn no more. Now let us slake hot passions in the depths of sweet and sensual sin. Make me your magics. I'll not care to know what lies behind the outward show. Let us plunge in the rush of things, of time and all its happenings, and then let pleasure and distress, disappointment and success succeed each other as they will. Man cannot act if he is standing still. Mephistopheles, nothing shall limit you, if you wish, sir, to sample every possible delight, to snatch your pleasures in full flight. Then let it be as you prefer. Enjoy from boldly grasp at what you want. Faust, I tell you, the mere pleasure, not the point. To dissing painful joy I dedicate myself, to refreshing frustration, loving hate. I've purged the lust for knowledge for my soul, now the full range of suffering it shall face, and in my inner self I will embrace the experience allotted to the whole race of mankind. My mind shall grasp the heights and depths, my heart know all their sorrows and delights. Thus I'll expand myself, and their self shall be, and perish in the end like all humanity. Mephistopheles, oh, take my word for it, I who have chewed for centuries on this stale food, from birth to death a man may do his best, but this old leavened lump he'll not digest. We do assure you, such totality is only for God, perpetual light. Is God's alone, me and my kind, he has banished to darkness, and you will find you men must live with day and night. Faust, yet I swear I'll achieve it. Mephistopheles, bravely said. But there's a problem, I'm afraid, for time is short and art is long. Might I suggest you take along with you some well-known poet? We will teach you many things. His thoughts will reach out far and wide, all sorts of virtues crown your noble head at his behest. The courage of the lion, the stag's velocity, the Italian's fiery chest, the North's tenacity. He'll find out for you how to mingle guile with magnanimity, and while you are still a young, warm-blooded man, how to fall in love by prearranged plan. The result, I'm sure, would be well worth meeting. Mr. Cosmo shall be my respectful greeting. Faust, what am I then, if it's impossible to win that crown of our humanity, to be what all my senses ache to be? Mephistopheles, you are just what you are, do what you will. Wear wigs, full-bottomed, each with a million locks, stand up yards high on stilt or actor socks. You are what you are, you will be the same man still. Faust, how uselessly I've labored to collect the treasures of the human intellect, and now I sit and wonder what I've done. I feel no new strength surging in my soul. I'm not a hair breadth taller, I'm not one step nearer to the infinite goal. Mephistopheles, my dear good sir, I fear your view of things is all too common in our day. Revise it, and let's see what we can do, before life's pleasures flit away. Confound it, one's hand and feet, of course, belong to one, so do one's head and arse, but all the things that give me pleasure, and they not mine too, for good measure. Suppose I keep 6 stallions, don't you see, the strength of each of them's a part of me. What a fine fellow I have grown, trotting with 24 feet of my own. So come, drop all this cogitation, stir yourself, explore the world with me. I say a philosophic ponderer is like a poor beast led astray by some malignant sprite to graze on desert ground when fine green grass is growing all around. Faust, how do we start? Mephistopheles, first we get out of here. What sort of prison hole is this? What mere shadow of life you live? So interesting. This is a long text. This is kind of like the house of the Faust, and it's called like a prison hole. There's all this kind of things in the garden, kind of halven coming. Anyway, there is this really feeling like this devil in this deck is in this inspire is a Dracula, somebody who will live forever. Now let's see, your Morrigan card is 19 Pups of Anu. There's also these crows here. Not sure what it means, but we leave it to the end. I'm still gonna read this rune Isa, tell you a little bit. Its element water. Interpretation, clarity, stasis, challenges, introspection, observing, patience, and waiting. Animal, polar bear. Isa means ice and stands for the spiritual standstill. Ice is associated with the season of winter. The snowy landscape brings silence over the land. It's time to go inward into oneself. The power of ice is directed to concentration, clear thoughts, and calmness. So whatever is this funny business with devil, even in this card it shows this kind of snowy mountain. It's time to welcome this kind of winter energy. It's very calm. Stay calm with this kind of fire. This is fire. Now let's see. Pile number 2's devil. Discover what devil is running free. Pile number 2, what devil is here? There is 3 devils. Okay, it's not just one. Show that. Okay, how about the magician that's gonna fight against this energy? What you need to be, what kind of magician we are calling in here? Okay, so devil is all these 3. So we have 4 swords, stalemate, somebody is almost like a dead soldier, has to rest in peace. Temperance, so there is this angel balancing act. Interesting that this is devil, like a fallen angel. And Page of Wands. This is an adventurous page. I actually draw this kind of devil to be that. Let me show this previous week. This was the Page of Wands, and this was when the dog was transforming to this Page of Wands, and this was really this adventurous page. So there is definitely some devil who is very youthful spirit, but there is some lost battle. And while this temperance angel is here, which is Sagittarius energy as well as this Sagittarius energy, okay, we will find later what more, but could it be like a bit like a there is this saying like the Antichrist look like a light being. So there is this kind of very angel-like person, but it's a devil. Even youthful, young person. Okay. The magician here is the Hanged Man. Okay. So it's same advice that was coming over in this Isa, that you have to look long enough. Hangman is alchemist. It's somebody who even waits 9 months to look carefully, to look from the different perspective, and is this angel flying above the situation. This is how you win. There is strong energy here with this temperance card, number 14. 14. What is the page energy then? Like there is definitely temperance here is strong. Whoever is this angel energy here that is in the devil side, devil dog can look fancy, can look attractive, and it tells me about that. There is something about somebody looking attractive that can fool you. There is also kind of angel here. The Hanged Man energy is to really look long enough and observe. So this calm energy is to fight it. Let's say they are a little bit in evil. Only this devil seems to have a lot of like going on, in the sense that there's a lot of helpers. So there's less people on this side. Okay, let's see now. Already we're gonna show this purpose card, or this light and shadow card. This purpose with another deck, another pile, but this is now your light and shadow in this situation. Rejection maturing 13. Where is this? I'm gonna read it later. Now we do this. In a quest. This is gonna be very long reading, but sometimes I feel like I'm willing to do this kind of readings. Not maybe people are always doing it, but if I can do something good in this world, I have patience. I can do this kind of readings. So we are now gonna look who you have to be. If you are now the Hanged Man alchemist who is fighting the devil of this world, who is really this kind of fancy, dandy person, who you have to be to fight this. Then where is this battle happening? Then with what? With what you battle this devil, and why we are doing this. Who? Queen. Okay, so Queen is here. Is it showing in anywhere? Nice. Some Queen who wants good stuff. Where? It's happening in the Creator, so some creative Queen. Whatever is this place, what is a creative place? With what? The One. Okay, this very big energy. It's kind of very light. Definitely light is here. Part of this magician has to understand the power of the light over darkness. And why? Venom. Okay, there is venom. If there was a snake in the another one, there's really venom, poison. Things are poisonous. Something is poisonous here. How these fangs look so similar. So there is something about this vampire bite that is not good, but we are healing it with creative things. Let's read about a little bit this Queen energy. It's needed. I love to see certain like XXX things repeating here. I have to find this thing. Okay. So who is now? It's Queen. The Empress, the Mother Queen, the Sovereign. Like her counterpart, the King, the Queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the King is the ego, the Queen is the expression of that ego in the world. She is the lotus bloom, the dancer's bow, the moon's radiant reflection. When the Queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and Goddess to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing. To be the benevolent leader, to embody the Queen is to settle into deep trust, resolve and power. The royal Queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. And light, the embodiment of grace, courage, resolve, stillness. Nice. And where is this now happening? Creator, the artist, the alchemist, the innovator. Interesting that the alchemist already mentioned, and this is the magician type here. So it's become important, this kind of role of creator. The creator, the first archetype in the trio of existence. Okay, so it's happening in the existence, that you are existing as a creator and a queen. It's not existence is not intimidated by darkness or by lack. They know that from the void, creation inevitable emerges. With meager, minimal, and outlandish materials, the creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonate with healing sounds. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The creator does this by first being absolutely present to what is, and second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, it remains nameless. It is the creator's lifelong companion. When light, curious, playful, open, and surprising. So that is, it's happening in this kind of creator existence. Fight. You just create more. You're really like a card is even a creator, but you are having that kind of like a creative power in you, and you use it. Faust in this chapter also talk about like he wanted to stay busy, but he was wanting to give the devil a chance because he felt like he didn't felt anymore anything. He had been reading so many books. He wanted to feel something, and now devil is giving him a ride. Anyway, this is now the next one is the tool, and it's the one. Non-duality, one love, unus mundus. Just talking about one love is a tool. Our ability to experience this archetype firsthand is limited. It comes brief and potent moments that we are left to suffer for a lifetime. The one is both energy that unites all living beings and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away, and we are left with what is the precious knowing that life is a gift, and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. When light serves, loves, accepts, resonates. Very beautiful energy, but then why? Because there is this venom. That is showing exactly the darkness, that there is some poison here now. It's not good. But talking about stuff brings it to the awareness to heal. The poison, the curse, the toxin. Much to our dismay, the venom is always lurking in the shadows in one form or another. Its toxic presence may be found in our relationships, thoughts, speech, or environment. Thankfully, the cycle of purification and detoxification comes so naturally that it's built into our every exhale. We breathe out carbon dioxide, and the plants return it to us as oxygen. Archetypal venom is rarely remedied as easily, however, and it can come in potent form and quantities that are deeply damaging to us and to the world. When the venom card appears, there is a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Perhaps your words have a sting of poison about them. Perhaps a relationship is slowly draining your reserves. Acknowledgement is the first step. Change is the second. The remedy will reveal itself in time, and with it, forgiveness. And when light, self-realization through suffering. You could go deeper and read A Poison Tree by William Blake. Anyway, whatever is this? Why is the poison here? Some bad words we maybe said, because this is like a Four of Swords. Can be like out of balance in the sense of the words have been, you're trying to seek balance, resting a little bit, the stalemate situation. Now let's start with this Morrigan card first. What is telling about this darkness? It's long reading. Pups of Anu. Anu's message to us is to be aware of all that is around us, that all is connected. It's really like this same union thing here, that all is connected. She reminds us to stop and listen, to pay attention, and this was also like you heal this devil by just observing and listening, not taking part of these games here, staying in your sovereign power. She reminds us to stop and listen, to pay attention to the world around us, and to see the interconnectedness of all life. A spiral of stones represents its connection, the never-ending spiral of life. Take time to reflect on the bounty in your life right now. Go outdoors and reconnect yourself to the land you live upon. This card may also indicate that it may be time to re-establish your connection to the land and those around you there is carved in the oak tree, representing strength. The strength we have when we lean to others and offer our support to others. Where do you gain strength? What connections are you building? And then we have this shadow and light twice here. 13. Number 2. Rejection is something we all experience at certain times in our life, and it's a difficult feeling to deal with. It can cause tremendous amounts of pain if we don't learn how to embrace it. When getting rejected, it makes us feel inadequate, unwanted, and perhaps like we are a failure. It can cause us to fear trying, feeling scared of moving forward and pursuing what we really want. A common response is getting defensive and trying to stand up for ourselves, finding an excuse, or even trying to hurt the ones that made us feel this way. This is a vicious cycle that only creates more pain and hurt for both yourself and others. This card challenges you to rise above yourself and your instinct to push away the rejection and instead stand higher, knowing that rejection is not always a reflection of you as a person. Just because one thing didn't work out, it doesn't mean that the whole you is wrong. If you can raise your head and see about this, you can find peace in maturing and knowing that a rejection is only a push in a different direction from the time being. Maturing can help you calm yourself down before reacting. Can you look the other way and break free from the cycle and find peace on the other side? Explore the rejections you had and find within them what you are better off without. You don't need to prove others wrong. You don't need to prove yourself worthy or better. Just know that you are enough, and this rejection will lead you in another direction, and that is okay. There is affirmation. I'm confident enough to handle rejection. I do not fear rejection. It will lead me in a better direction. Okay, let's see now current feelings of your person. By number 2, it's such a long reading, but I hope you like it. If you do, give me a like. Now, current feelings of your person. Okay. So, this is the first one. Mind, body, spirit, soul. Before you respond to someone, remember that your response is also an agreement to establish an energetic connection with them, which may change your energy field and vibration frequency. Current feelings of a person: happy and joy, peaceful happiness, heartfelt relationship, sunshine, light, emotional fulfillment, success. There is interesting this kind of light feminine energy and dark feminine energy. Let's read what they are. So Equinox sisters. Equinox was just here, so beautifully it's showing this kind of balance in the Libra season. So light feminine energy is intuitive, emotional, naive, empathetic, nurturing, peaceful, compassionate, graceful, gentleness and patience. And the dark feminine is also needed, not to vilify it, is mysterious, seductive, assertive, authentic, fearless, powerful, confident, magnetic, fierce, persuasive, and protective. So all is needed, not just one side. Oracle of love, wanting to know what is going to happen, wanting to feel secure, missing you, wanting to be close, scared of losing you. Okay, somebody's consulting some oracles to know better. And then we have here surrendering to guidance of spirit, fated divine destiny, soul agreement, on the right path, meant to be. Okay, the person feels really like things are happening. Interesting, like this magician energy was also like having this kind of wings. Some kind of this staying high-spirited. Even you have the fallen angels against you. Some people who look good outside, but are rotten inside. Some vampires who never age. Stay calm and remember the power of winter. Sometimes it's good to stay still and not react, to stay safe. archetype here is a queen energy, being this kind of person with a grace, keeping this kind of like a graceful attitude, whatever happens with the world. Stay in your power. Stay beautiful and powerful. Solar plexus chakra talks about same kind of light. Don't let your light get lost. Okay, I'm gonna prepare the next pile. Welcome to pile number 3. It's a long reading, but we are in the third eye chakra pile. We have this billiard game. This is, I've been seeing when I was using this card, I was seeing this kind of devil card a lot. When games are played, these usually things are happening. So be aware, this devil is very active. It's like manifesting all the firepower. They are very powerful in this sense. So here also looks like it's like busy in the world, putting fires. The wizard is completely like, I need to rest. This is getting a lot. But we are seeing how we can fight this devil. Now let's read the Faust story. Part 3 of the study room where it's happening. So this was now Mephistopheles still speaking. Why, even when there's really something you could teach the poor lads, then it's something you've forbidden to explain. Ah, I hear one of them outside your door. Faust, I can't see any student now. Mephistopheles, he's waiting a long time, poor chap. We'll have to comfort him somehow. Come, let me have your crown and cup. What a disguise. I look my best in it. So now the devil is dressed as a Faust to answer this student. He dresses up as a Faust. Now leave all this to me and to my native wit. I'll only need a quarter of an hour. Meanwhile, make ready for our great grand tour. Mephistopheles put the Faust clothes on. In Faust's long gown, scorn reason, despise learning, man's supreme powers and faculties, let your vain dream of magic arts be fortified with sweet flatteries by the spirit of deceit. And you are mine, signature or none. Fate has endowed him with the blind impatience of an ever-striving mind. In headlong haste it drives him on. He skips the earth and leaves its joys behind. I'll drag him through life's wastes, through every kind of meaningless banality. He will struggle like a bird struck fast. I'll bind him hand and foot. In his voracity, he will cry in vain for food and drink. He will find them dangling out of reach. Oh yes, even without this devil's bond that he has signed, he's doomed to perish nonetheless. A student enter. Student, sir, I'm new arrival here, and you are famous man, I hear. And so I've called to say hello, meaning no disrespect, you know. So it's like a student of the Faust who comes, but now devil is Faust. You are too polite, I do my best. I'm just a man like all the rest. No doubt you met my colleges too. Student, I'd much prefer some advice from you. I'll study everything with skill. I've got some cash, lots of goodwill. My mother told me, stay at home, but I'm keen to learn. That's why I come. Mephistopheles Faust. Well, you arrive at the right college. Student, quite frankly, do I thirst for knowledge? I'm not quite sure if I shall stay. These walls and halls scare me away. Everything seems to hem one in. There's no green grass, no trees, and in these lecture rooms, oh goodness me, I can't think straight, or hear or see. Mephistopheles Faust. A matter of habituation, that's all. Babes at their mother's breast will feed at first with hesitation, but soon show eagerness and chest. Suck on at wisdom's breasts, you will find she daily grows more sweet and kind. Student, oh, I'll embrace her very gladly, sir, but can you show me, please, the way to her? Mephistopheles as Faust, tell me first, without more ado, which faculty appeals to you? Student, I want to be a learned man and find out everything I can. All the whole universe contains, all about nature and science explains. Mephistopheles Faust, well, you are on the right road, that's clear, but you will find a lot to distract you here. Student, oh, I'll work hard, don't worry. Though I'd like some fun too, that's to say, some free time now and then, on a fine summer holiday. Mephistopheles Faust, make good use of your time. It hurries past, but order and method make time last. So, friend, take my advice to heart. Hear lectures on logic for a start. Logic will train your mind all right. Like Inquisitor's boots, it will squeeze you tight. Your thoughts will learn a creep and crawl and never lose their way at all. Not get crisscrossed as now, or go willow the wisping to and fro. We'll teach you that your process of thinking, instead of being like eating and drinking, spontaneous, instantaneous, free, must proceed by 1 and 2 and 3. Our thought machine, as I assume, is in fact like a master weaver's loom. One thrust of his foot and 1,000 threads, invisible shift, and a hitter and titter. The shuttles dart just once he treads, and 1,000 strands all twine together. In comes your philosopher and proves it must happen by distinct logical moves. The first in this, the second in that, and the third and fourth then follow but. If you leave out one or leave out two, then neither 3 nor 4 can be true. The student applaud, they all say just so, but how to be weavers, they still don't know. When scholars study a thing, they strive to kill it first if it's alive. Then they have the parts and they've lost the whole. For the link that's missing was the living soul. Student, I'm not quite sure if I understand. Mephistopheles Faust, you soon will. Just carry on as planned. You will learn reductive demonstrations and all the proper classifications. Student, I'm so confused by all what you said. It's like a millweed going round in my head. Mephistopheles Faust, your next priority should be metaphysical philosophy. That will teach you shallow human brain, profound thoughts which it can't contain. And for everything no one can understand, high sounding boards will be ready to hand. But above all, this first term or 2, learn order and method in all you do. 5 lectures will be your daily fare. When the bell rings, make certain you are there. And do your homework before you go. Learn all those paragraphs you must know. You can check them without even a look, that he's saying nothing that's not in the book. And yet take notes, never stop writing, pretend it's the Holy Ghost dictating. Student, oh sir, you're absolutely right. Notes are so useful because then you can take your lecture back home again and have it all down in black and white. Mephistopheles, but come now, choose a faculty. Student, I don't think jurisprudence would be quite my line. Mephistopheles as Faust, well, I can't entirely disagree. I know a bit about that discipline. Statutes and laws, inherited like an old sickness, passed on by the dead through endless generations, creeping down from the land to land, from town to town. Sense becomes nonsense, good deeds dangerous, our forebears are our burden. How about that natural law, newborn in each of us? Dear me, one never hears that mentioned now. Oh my god, this is so long. But I'm gonna read this all because maybe there is something for you. Student, I'm put off the subject by that one speech. How lucky they are, the chaps you teach. Maybe theology, what I should do. Mephistopheles as Faust, I'd hate to be misleading you. In that particular science, it's hard not to stray from the path. Be on your guard. Much poison lurks in it. You can't be sure of knowing what will kill and what will cure. Here too, the wise beginner chooses one master and swears by every word he uses. In short, hold fast to words. They will guide you on the road to certainty, and wisdom's gate will open wide. Student, but words must have some sense, it seems to me. Mephistopheles says Faust, yes, yes, but don't be bothered overmuch by that. It's just when sense is missing that the word comes bad and serves one's purpose most conveniently. Words make for splendid disputations and noble systematizations. Words are matters of faith, as you will have heard. One can take no jot, no title from a word. Student, you must excuse me asking all these questions, but I'm quite keen on medicine too. I'd like a little word on that from you. I'm sure you have some good suggestions. Our 3-year course is very short, with all those subjects to be taught. One needs a few tips just to start, you see, before one can make progress on one's own. Mephistopheles says Faust, I'm tired of this dry Donish tone. It's time for some more devilry. Aloud. Art of medicines, easily defined. You study the whole world, both great and small, only to find that God's creation can't be changed at all. Your far-flung scientific fantasies are vain. We each learn only what we can. But he who seizes opportunities, he is the successful man. Now, you are still fairly young and strong, and I dare say I both lad too. Just let self-confidence carry you along, and others will have faith in you. Learn above all to handle women. Why? In all their 1,000 woos, one sure and certain cure will end their endless sob and sigh. With a polite approach you will put them at their ease, and they will be yours to treat just as you please. A door plate helps. She will think, now he has a superior degree. Then set your hands to work while bidding her good day, and grope past years of others men delay. You will press her tiny wrist just that much harder to feel her pulse, and with sly ardor seize her about the slender waist to try if she's too tightly laced. Student, well now, that's a good advice. I see just what you mean. Mephistopheles Faust, my friend, all there is grey and green, the golden tree of life. Student, oh bless my soul, I think I must be dreaming. Might I call another day and trouble you again, and hear the rest of all your wisdom then? Mephistopheles Faust, what's in my power I'd gladly do. Student, there's just one thing I'd ask you before I go, if you don't mind. Your autograph, if you would be so kind. Mephistopheles Faust, by all means. He writes in the student's autograph book and returns it. Student reads, Eritis sicus Deus scientes bonum et malum. He closes it reverently and takes his leave. Mephistopheles Faust, now heed my ancient serpent aunt. Her words were wise, and be like God, you will find it no light enterprise. And Faust comes back. Well, where do we go now? Mephistopheles, wherever you like, we'll see. The Beaumont later, first the Bourgeois. With what pleasure and profit you will pass without tuition fees from class to class. Faust, but what about my beard, my age? I'm no good on the social stage. The thing won't work. I never known how to mix with people living on my own. I feel inferior, I freeze. I always shall be ill at ease. Mephistopheles, my friend, all that will change a few days hence. You will learn savoir vivre, when you learn confidence. Faust, but how are we to live here? Where are your servants? Where your coach and pair? Mephistopheles, one merely spread one's cloak, you will find it gives us aerial elevation. To please this bold step for mankind imposes luggage limitation. I'll set the burners going, heat some air, and lo, we travel light. The earth lies far below. Congratulations, see how soon it's done. Now your new way of living has begun. This was such a long thing, but there is things happening in the world with this devil. in the student world, possibly, because this is all talking about students. What is this Morrigan card? Is the 4 washer at the fort. We'll find out what is this. Some third eye energy. Now, I think I have to read you still about the rune. Where did I put the rune? I think, did I even took it in the table? Here. This is the feet of the crow. It's very interesting. Algiz. Something about this is Tarot is connected to the moon and the devil, so kind of a little bit like secretive stuff. Algiz is the 15th rune. It connects the 2 worlds of life and death to the rainbow bridge. Algiz is protection against external forces. As the imprint of raven's foot, Algiz is associated with the ravens. Algiz means a dear warning not to take a step further to avoid bad things. Algiz brings the gap between the human and the bridges the gap between the human and the divine. It is important for those seeking advice to prepare for enlightenment. In the physical world, Algiz acts as a protective weapon, like a sword that protects with its sharp blade. In the spiritual world, Algiz represents faith in the gods and that which lies beyond our 5 physical senses. Algiz enables the partners positively to open up to each others and clearly understand the one another. Wow, these usually crows are connected to underworld. There's some deep truths here to understand deeply. Let's go now to the main reading. We're gonna see now what is the devil here and what is the magician we are having in the world. So you're reading the devil is showing as a this 2 cards, and the magician fighting against this is this. Okay, Queen of Cups and the Page of Pentacle. So some woman who wants to invest is the devil. Whatever is this? Be or not to be. Anyway, Caring Queen is here, so I don't know what is so bad about that, but here is also some female here. Maybe it's a similar kind of energy. The Magician is 5 of Bats. Okay, interesting that this is just a walk-away energy. I sometimes see this almost like a cheating and a fraud. So now it's in the Magician position. You have to be cunning. You have to walk away from something. Or it is showing what's happening here. It's like somebody is getting unfair deal, like stealing from others. But this is showing in the Magician. Whatever this means, so you'll find out. Maybe soon I will even verify this because, and we're gonna lead it now, but this is a bit like a masked energy. It's interesting thing about the superheroes that often you can do things when you are masked, when you are like in disguise, because people are not knowing your real identity. So maybe that is thing about here. You have to do things as a superhero, like having some mask on, because you have to be protected. That's here. A little bit. Okay. Let's start looking this detail, dark and light here first. Offended, enlightened. Okay, 27. Leave it here. Now we see this archetype energy. Who, where, what, why. 1/3. We are looking what this magician has to be. This is now the magician energy that is a bit like a masked hero. interesting that even in the story, the Faust was giving his clothes to the devil. The devil could use his persona. So devil is using somebody else's clothes, or like, but to fight against it, you have to kind of fight it that way too. So who is now here? Oh, they come 2 cards, okay. And where is this happening? This inner quest. Where is this happening? And then what with what? And why? Now, why is this going on in this case? Okay, so we have the bardo and vessel as a person. Interesting. Find out. Where is happening is the creator is the same position in the pile number 2. Maybe those are connected, but there is something be having this creative existence to fight this devil. Then with what? The flame, okay, the light. So I have to really have the light. Even the light is kind of here showing in this head, but enlighten it. Interesting. So we are really fighting the darkness with the light. And then why? Box. Just talking about boundaries, that you are in some box. Get out. Which looks sometimes like a pyramid. Okay. Interesting stuff. Start reading this. Long reading. We cannot get top of the devils in this world. Doing this reading, I already feel better even reading about this, because it's such a out of like a influence what you have, but having these kind of readings, it's a good way to reflect what's happening around you, whatever is this devil for you. Of this 8 of Wands, here is represented as a billiard player, but there's some games are played. In those situations, the magician has to wear sometimes a mask to fight it. So the who is here, you have to be, is the liminal, the in-between, the transition. It is said that the bardo is a place between this life and the next, a liminal realm through which soul pass. Envisioning this inherently mysterious space creates the potential for us to rise above the concerns of this world and see our relationships through a cosmic and timeless lens. We may receive messages from those who are no longer with us, or see visions of lives not yet lived. In the bardo, there is potential to forgive the unforgivable, to say the unsaid, to see the unseen, to love the unloved, to let go of all the things that cause us pain. The bardo suspends us in its spaciousness for just long enough to open us to higher wisdom. Its energy do not belong to earth as we know it, but rather to cosmic network of which we are a single thread. And light, spaciousness, grace, forgiveness, and truth. Okay, this is very much a truth. Some kind of like a ancestor. Interesting. Makes me think about this kind of Aragorn who goes into the mountain and get all this kind of ghost army to fight for him, like all dead people. When the veil between this life and the next is thinned, energy is stirred. This allows for remarkable healing and vision. And the bardo is not to be feared. Take advantage of its energy by recognizing what needs to be resolved. Trust that there is message for you from beyond. Who is speaking? Go ahead and listen. Okay, this reading start to say like there's really like even this Faust is lying here like a dormant. Sometimes we get like some kind of messages in a dream, so maybe it could be a good time to pay attention what you see in the dream world, because that is getting trusted that some ancestors might reach. And who is some dead person is trying to solve this. Whatever is dead, it's like still here, kind of like a ghost. The vessel is also here. Talk about the body, kind of like a spirit leaving the body. Let me read this vessel. Very interesting. I always say like a shadow shows in our body. Something about this. Vessel is also who is the magician. The body, the container, the cup. The vessel may be the most powerful archetypal form on earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquid, stoves hold fire, our bodies hold organs, our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Nests protect the egg. Savings account protect our earnings. Even the planets are contained within the circular orbit. When this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full, or perhaps there is no vessel at all, and the contents spill in every direction? It is natural for structures to be formed and eventually fall apart. The vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. It is time for you to build, break, or repair. You must find out. When light, stable, strong, graceful. The mentor and the healer must pay particular attention to this archetypal form. Healing cannot be sustained without a strong container, which is indeed like this. The person has to have a strong container for any healing to happen. And like here we are trying to heal this devil. You have to have a strong frame about that. It's kind of out of control, this devil energy. This also is like everything is just happening. So you have to have firm essence, firm stability. The physical body is the most sacred vessel of all. It is the one in which you reside from your first breath to your last. It may need your attention. So it's your body, it's who. So you have to take care of your body. Yes. This creator I read in the other pile, so I'm not going to read it. It's about existence. So where it's about this creative existence. So you have to take action to create. The flame is now the tool. Beautiful tool indeed. Light. And it's part of this kind of tools even in this book. So it's beautiful it came. Number 3, your tool is fire, the spark, the glimmer. In Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it's lit, we are connected to a purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and protect the flame, no matter how harshly the winds around you blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It's likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. Notice like this tool is to call this kind of energy back to you, to be poet, mystic, and shaman. And when light, health, mental clarity, good digestion. It's kind of like a solar plexus chakra is also related to this good digestion. Interesting that it's holding all these things on that spot. Sounds like going to shop and buy like healthy stuff. Anyway, the box is now why. It makes me think about like these times there is always this kind of ideas like we are living in this kind of Truman Show. So what is the box? When you break out one box, the next box appears. But why? I think we are wanting to elevate as humans also. So whatever is this box is now here. That's why. Yeah, I'm gonna search for this. It's a long reading, but this is why now all this inner quest is happening. The cage, the rules, the norm. We all live to same degree within the confines of the box. This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected. It holds us in place while simultaneously holding us back from our greatest visions. The box is sneaky, insidious, and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious levels. It is built of layer upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines requires awareness, continued effort, and bravery. The box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others, or simply to stay small. There is box around you now, made of some type of confining thought. What is it? The box shifts and morphs as we grow. This is part of its multi-layered nature. Once you break through one layer, another will present itself to you. Keep going, break through, and exquisite life requires it. And when light, structure, order, coherence, and logic. Anyway, it was cool to have a vessel, cool to have a presence, but still understand that you don't have to be stuck in your life in one form, one box. Now this is one advice of the darkness. Go into it. Washer at the ford. This is the washer at the ford, the hooded one, she who mourns for those whose lives have been cut short, and she who presents us with our choices in this life. The Ogham bait worn on the pendant about her neck represents purification. Traditionally, birch was used for cleansing and purifying the body and home. This Ogham carries connotations of purity and sacredness. It can also be used for healing purposes. The washer speaks to us of cleansing that which no longer serves. What is holding you back from achieving your purpose? What do you need to wash away to grow and move forward? She shows us our choices and bids us to decide, do you continue on the same path knowing the outcome will not change, or do you change direction, cleanse yourself of the old, that which holds you back, and take a new path? The choice is yours to make. Yes, choice is always yours to make. This was kind of letting go and walking away. Whatever it means, it is magical energy. Maybe sometimes you have to understand what you can do and what you cannot do. This is searching a new path, cleaning some energy. Now, this is a shadow and light card. We read this next. Offended, enlightened. 27. Pile of 3. Feeling offended by something is often a sign of an insecurity within yourself. The areas you have confidence in rarely make you feel offended if somebody says something negative about it, because you know deep within yourself that they are wrong. It can cause a burning feeling in your stomach. You start to boil, and arguments and things you'd like to defend yourself with pop into your mind. It can be truly exhausting, so if you could learn to change your perspective, you could save yourself a lot of energy. This card encourages you to stop and think whenever these feelings come up. Ask yourself some helpful questions to be able to move on and not let it touch you. Ask yourself, this is almost like a moving on from some arguments. Ask yourself why you feel offended. Is the statement true to you, or is it something that feels true at first glance, but maybe you will find it isn't if you take an extra moment to analyze it. Noticing you are feeling offended can be used as a tool for yourself to find weak links that perhaps you need to work on. It can highlight the very areas that you haven't touched base within and while, but need to revisit and give some love and care to. It can be helpful to pinpoint the topics that seem to cause you to feel offended. There is a high chance that these are things you like less about yourself. things that feel unfair or cruel in the world. Instead of harboring negative feelings, see if you can turn your perspective around and find enlightenment. See if you can find the reasoning behind the situation, an alternative explanation, or even gratefulness. Instead of letting the rage burn inside you, see if you can take a different road to enlightenment. Wow, and the tool was also this kind of flame. So how you handle that flame? Well, affirmation: I don't waste my energy on the road of rage. I stroll down the road of enlightenment. Yes, you can always choose what you want in your life. You want to have like a beautiful thing, so you want to have be part of some horrible fights. The choice is yours. This is kind of walking away from this kind of negative fights, even though the devil shows us like a woman who is very caring. So it's kind of funny, but it's kind of maybe verify what is this devil want to say. Why is this kind of mother figure or this kind of youthful spirit, which just like curious. Show me the devil again. I need to see. Show me the devil here. Wish. And show me the magician energy again. I understand there's two. Okay, Page of Cups, another teenager energy, dreamer. Whatever is this big dreams. Yeah, I don't see that so negative usually with this teenager, but maybe it's a bit immature because there is, in the Divine Comedy I was reading, there was even this text mentioning like all unripe things are evil. So some too young energy sometimes can be not matured enough, and that can create kind of something that is not taught enough. And this is like a inner child healing even. Maybe with the devil there can be some part of you as an inner child that it's the shadow work you have to do. Inner child healing, that's what you have to do to get past this. Here, judgment and the loss. This is talking about 5 energy again. This is a change. So the magician energy is like things are changing. There is this judgment moment. There is really like a moment to analyze and kind of like see the big picture. Like the boxes are opening. I mean, come on, like there's this box. So you have to, this is also enlightenment. Wow, you are overviewing a situation, really like what it means, whatever this loss means to you. There's somebody has died. There's some grievance going on. This is anyway verifying this magician. Something you lost. You've been wounded by something dead, possibly also. Interesting. 5 repeats. 25. Interesting. Okay, now what is missing here is current feelings of your person. Okay, so many. I took a bit, a lot. Here is telepathic, current feelings of a person, soul connection, intimacy, images as messages, intense mind reading, understanding, deeply feeling of another. I mean, this could be a polarity also. Here, finding way back home, soul journey of the heart, intuition, awakening, magnetism, explore, feeling called home, enlightenment. Again, enlightenment is mentioned here, and this is totally third eye chakra energy. Nirvana about the girl. I need an easy friend. I do with an ear to lend. I do think you fit the shoe. I do, but you have a clue. I'll take advantage while you hang me out to dry, but I can't see you every night free. I do. This feel like that Nirvana song. Green flags. Showing empathy, vulnerability, peaceful mindset, love is healing, healthy maturity, respect for boundaries, consciousness, relationship, loving, open friendship, spirituality, good communication, taking responsibility, supporting personal growth. So they see very positive thing about you, even like this friendship is in here. And we have here, I am tiny seed of I am, aware of being as ever present fact into self-awareness, all blessings flow from into center of love in action. And happy and joy, peaceful happiness, heartfelt relationship, sunshine, light, emotional fulfillment, success. Very positive feelings here. So whatever is this dealing with the devil, I think it's more like outside storms are putting this fire off, or something that happened when you were young, because these are teenager cards. Some inner child healing is needed here, and here is grieving happening too. I feel like I still have to, I'm going to use my own cards. Let's verify still the devil and magician. I want to really see clear here what's going on here. Who are these people? The devil and the magician. Just okay, spiritual journey is here. I feel the movement of my heart toward what I love, and it's again 8 energy. This was 8 of Wands, this is 8 of Cups. This is also like walking away, letting go, having a spiritual journey that often happens alone. So there is that. Interesting, in the Faust story too, they were gonna go to kind of like explore the world. But, wow. Spiritual journey, okay. And the magician energy is, we were cats, I would spend all 9 lives with you. So fish fulfillment is here, very beautiful. And then you got it, let's go. It's also very much wanting to invest to new beginning. Like, I got the money, now let's spend all 9 life together. Beautiful. Wow. This is forward step of that. This is like doing the life alone. Maybe even learning a lot of things alone, being alone, but here you are finding somebody to share it. And together this is 10 also, but okay, there are different stories, but point is like, maybe this devil thing is something about the growth, that you have to grow up. That's happening here. You have to go to the next level, the next step of your existence. Very positive.